The first ever Beef, Beans, and Bluegrass Festival took place from August 23rd through August 25th. Vendors and speakers who were present at the event gave their thoughts regarding the festival.
Today is our first annual Beef, Beans, and Bluegrass Festival in downtown Scottsbluff, and well, last night we had our opening kickoff dinner, and today is our first day of basically free admission to all the public. We've got kids activities, we got speakers on the main stage, we've got 5 to 6 different bluegrass bands, I think 70 or 80 vendors, which is where you're standing now, and just non-stop activities from 10 till 10 tonight. So this got started as something to help promote agriculture in our region. We wanted to, even though we're in a rural area, there's lots of people within our communities that aren't involved in agriculture. And so we thought food and music was a great way to bring people in and expose them to our industries and have a little fun in the meantime. Dry beans in Nebraska are incredibly important economically, especially for the western part of the state. We grow over 2 billion servings of dry beans every year in the state. That's a lot of protein, a lot of nutrition for people around the world, and we export about 25% of those. So, it's a great crop for growers in this area because it helps them conserve water and it helps them have a rotational crop in their acres, and so it's just a win-win for everyone, really.
So I spoke on behalf of the beef industry on the Beef, Beans, and Bluegrass stage, talking kind of about my history in ranching and also about the international travel I do, and then about promoting the beef industry and why it's so important, especially to communities like this. It's important because I think the biggest thing is consumers need to have a very dependable, safe, wholesome protein source, and the beef industry is able to provide that. And not only that, but there's so many agriculturalists around, western Nebraska, whether it be farmers or ranchers, and so having community support in building strong communities in turn build strong businesses, and in turn we'll continue to produce food and feed the world. So it's a great accolade to have.
Well, we're here at the Beef Bean Bash to promote both of those products, beef and beans, and we're here to help educate people about the benefits of beef. So every time we have an opportunity to educate the consumer, somewhat of the producer, but the consumer on the benefits of beef in the diet, we'll take every opportunity we can to do that.
We're here at the Beans, Beef, and Bluegrass Festival, and I just gave my keynote speech about advocacy for farmers, and we did a lot of myth busting. So myth busting the grocery aisle. When you are at the grocery store and you see all these labels, a lot of that can be confusing, and so today we talked about celebrating all different types of farmers from all walks of life, all labels, all shapes and sizes, that small farms and big farms together make farms, and we need all of them to feed a growing population. Festivals like this are so important to bring people together because sometimes as farmers, we're the 1% of the population and our voices don't always get heard. So by connecting to people in our community, it's a chance to bring everybody together. Whether you're from a small town or a big city, we all have to communicate and work together so we understand the truth and the origins of our food.
Speakers and bluegrass bands were featured throughout the day, along with many beef and bean food recipes for attendees to try. Other activities included a vendor fair featuring over 75 vendors, a raffle, bounce houses, a petting zoo, a kids costume contest, and a cow pie plop. Local FFA and 4-H chapters were awarded with a donation from the festival's organizers to help support their efforts in the future. Overall, organizers were pleased with the event and are looking forward to doing it again next year. The Humbletown Band made a special appearance at Papa Moon headquarters on August 25th.
We called it the Out West Tour, which is actually one of my songs. It's called Out West. So we were headed on an Out West tour. We played in 9 different states over 3.5 weeks. Actually with our 2- and 4-year-old as well. So it's been quite the journey, and we're very tired, but it's been a lot of fun. And this is the last date, and we're actually going to sleep in our own beds tonight for the first time in 3.5 weeks. So we got started in Vermillion, South Dakota, which is in the southeast corner of South Dakota. Dylan had come to play with one of the bands I was in at the time, and we hit it off, and so we started playing together, and we formed the group Humbletown. The name comes from Vermillion is the name that we based it off of, because we just see it as a humble town and it was where we started. So.
And to clarify, that's Vermilion, South Dakota, since we're here in Nebraska. Maybe not everyone knows where that is, but it's in the southeast corner of South Dakota, and it's along the Missouri River. It's yeah, really nice place. So.
Several of our songs are inspired by that place because it's near and dear to my heart. But we live in the Black Hills now, and things have changed since we started as a duo, and now we play more as a trio or a four-piece. For this tour that we're on right now, we have a trio. And as soon as we get back to the hills, we're going to be joined by our fiddle player, Ben Monet. So it ranges quite a bit, but Dylan has a strong background in bluegrass music, and I started with old-time music, which is, it predates bluegrass, but they're both string music traditions of this country, and there's a lot of rich heritage that exists in kind of the Appalachian region. And so both these types of music come from those places. But there's a few differences that people that don't play or know the music intimately might not recognize, but like Dylan plays flat pick guitar, which is a bluegrass style, and I play clawhammer banjo, which is old-time style. So I think that's just kind of interesting because it like juxtaposes these two music types that are usually kind of distinct and different.
Yeah.
I would say we're pretty eclectic. We say we're bluegrass and old-time inspired, but yeah, we play hot club swing music, we play country, we play folk, but they're all like under the umbrella of bluegrass and old-time.
Yeah, and I think we just kind of call ourselves that because, you know, a band like us would fit in at a bluegrass festival or or an old-time festival or something like that. But yeah, we're pretty eclectic within that umbrella.
We mostly do originals. I love songwriting. I've always loved writing, so it's nice that music is a way for me to keep writing. So a lot of our stuff is original, but we do some covers too. Usually ones that have inspired us quite a bit or part of our traditions.
Most of our covers that we do are less well known, which might not be the best crowd-pleasing move all the time, but we think it's kind of fun to, instead of playing, say, Country Roads or some well-known covers like that, to kind of dig up some old songs that maybe that most people don't know and kind of show them to the world, I guess, and do our own take on those.
We have everything except Twitter. So we have Instagram, Facebook, and it's all Humbletown Band.
The Riverside Discovery Center will be hosting their annual Conservation Carnival on August 31st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The carnival will feature over 20 different games and activities for attendees to play. Tickets are required to play games. There will also be animal encounters throughout the day. Canned mixed veggies, canned yams, canned sardines, canned chicken, canned tuna, canned pears, canned fruit cocktail, and canned pure pumpkin can be exchanged for extra tickets. Proceeds from the event will go to Chimpanzee Safe, Trumpeters One Society, and the Nebraska Wildlife Conservation Fund. Spirit Halloween reopened its doors at Uptown Scottsbluff recently, and the team is excited to welcome customers back to the store. Very happy to be back.
We opened, when was it? The 18th of August is when we opened this year. It was our first official day open. Spent the first 2 weeks before that getting everything put up and put in. There are so many people that have come in that are glad that we're back, glad that we're here this year, and they don't have to go to the other two places that are available in town for costumes and Halloween decorations and stuff. And I think we have a wider selection of things here. We have all of our kids' costumes, from babies clear up to, we got toddler, and then boys and stuff are back there, and then we have all of our adult sizes. We've got masks, we've got lawn decorations, blankets, fog machines, different lighting displays and things. November 2nd, I believe, is our last day. We don't actually have a store phone number. They can either stop in. We do also offer buy online, ship to store. So if we don't have something in the stores that they want, they can order it online and have it shipped here. But the easiest way to get in contact is just to come in.
Be sure to check out the community calendar and more stories from around the area on our website at www.aroundthetownnews.wordpress.com. Thanks for watching Around the Town News.